All right. Oh wow.
Right.
What?
Episode.
Look at that.
Episode.
Another episode. Why is
There
that?
we
That
go.
happened quick.
Energy.
Yeah, look at that. Before we
Uh,
start, Ali Shimmy has something he wants to say. Since he wasn't on last time, he thinks he has a good argument
right.
about yes, why it's
Good
not
argument.
myself.
He can destroy our
Was
argument.
I can, and it's very easy. Let's talk about it for
Let's
a
do it,
second.
Ali. I want to hear it.
This whole situation about getting ghosted because you're too nice. No. That's not the whole reason why you probably got ghosted. It's because the person who ghosted you is too big of a. I can't say the word. A scaredy cat. Should I scare?
Asshole.
No, not even. No. It doesn't have to be that way. Listen, it's not about them being bad or ill intent. It doesn't have to be ill intent for them to ghost you.
Yeah.
It's just they're too scared to say, "Hey, this isn't working. Adios." Right? That's usually how it works.
Did we mention that?
Yeah,
No,
Ali, I think
yeah, we actually
said that for. You guys said that for.
No,
a
we did
second.
mention that. We literally said that sometimes. We literally said that
Even our
sometimes
main
we are
host
afraid to
doesn't
say
watch
that
the episode.
to those people, you know.
Dude, listen, I watched that episode. I slept halfway through. I'm not gonna lie.
All right.
It was dead.
Okay, then at what point? How are you basing your argument on something that
Ali.
you didn't even watch?
Because that's
You
how I
canceled,
studied to
man.
begin with. I listen to my lectures and I sleep. And I hope
Ali,
they
you're
penetrate
canceled.
my brain.
Okay, man.
You're
Okay,
canceled,
once you
bro.
do your research,
All right.
contact us and
Cancel.
present
I'm
the
right
proper argument. Please
Listen.
retract your shit and let's
I
continue.
will not retract my shit. You got ghosted because you suck. Here's the title for the episode.
What's the topic for
China
today? China.
decided to,
China.
limit gaming to 3 hours a week or a day.
A week.
A week.
The
Yeah.
fuck? Chinese people sucks to be you, right? But hey, like,
I
what do you
mean,
mean?
yeah, in a
I
very
mean-
big way. Yes. Unfortunately,
Literally
we've done a
sucks to
bunch
be
of
you.
topics
I
on
game
China.
3 hours like it's
Yeah.
nothing. I do 14 a day. A day. They can do 3 a week. That's like how many league games is
14
that
a
on
day
average?
sounds unhealthy, to be honest. I'm
Listen,
not gonna
when you
lie.
are done
you
with
don't-
university.
It's like you're not even It's not even your career. It's at this point. I think it's an addiction for you.
Well, it's a
Listen.
home. It's a home.
Like
No,
it's a
I'll
lot of
tell you
screen
what-
time, man, for something that you're not really benefiting
Okay.
much from.
I'll tell you why I do this much gaming a day. It's because first of all, I'm done with uni, right? I'm in my holiday.
Okay.
So on uni days, I do an hour a day max.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. I do like 3-4 hours a day max a day,
Okay.
right? But like when you live in an area where there's literally nothing to do, you guys know where I live. There is literally nothing to do.
No, I understand
zero, right? So the next best thing is gaming. Where I
The
sit
metaverse.
right here, right where I am right now. I just sit and play me a little something, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's like, I don't understand, like, what's the whole reason? There must be a reason behind them saying 3 hours a week.
Well, yeah, man. Less screen time. That's one. I mean, it can also develop into a bad habit, which is 14 hours a day.
Yeah, but that's my choice
Yeah,
to make. I want the
gaming.
bad habit.
Like they want to be a productive community, and it's clear that's how they're going at it. Especially with the social credit score thing that you guys talked about 2 episodes ago. I mean, it's clear that okay, they're being a bit strict. Well, not a bit. They're being really strict about the way they enforce things. But they have a future image of how their culture and their country is going to be.
Right.
They have like a very forward-thinking mindset.
Right.
It's
This is courtesy of these guys. I don't know who they are.
Learning English. Okay.
I can't read that. The NPPA, I don't know what that is, said the new limits were issued to deal with growing concerns that online gaming was affecting the physical and mental health of children. Right, so China just discovered the Xbox 360 lobby.
right.
Dude, that's
Right.
bullshit. Is it not?
No,
it's
I
not
don't.
bullshit.
It's not bullshit, bro.
I don't know.
Okay.
I have mixed feelings about it. I'm not on either side.
I understand
Yeah.
why, because like for children specifically, because they're still in the developmental phase and they're still, they're heavily influenced by this kind of thing. For us, we're older,
yes.
man. We're like in our 20s. We're like, it's different. It's not like our minds developing the same way as the
Yeah, but like, you guys remember the days of Black Ops 2 on the
Right.
Xbox 360, right? Like, we were
Used to
kids
hang
when that
out
came out.
and play.
Exactly, and the stuff we heard on that,
Yeah,
it
and kill
doesn't mean
people
we
in the
go and
background. It's just
Dude, literally the amount
it's
of
just literally
times
made us numb to like watching violence, bro.
it has, but that made us stronger.
What?
It made us stronger.
Well, you would say that, but in reality, it's like it
Are you
has
trying
a
to say I'm
different effect.
fucked
For
in the head?
example, huh?
Are you saying I'm fucked in the head? Is that what you're trying to say?
Aren't we all at this point? Aren't we all? Holy
little bit.
shit, man!
Just a little
It's
bit.
like everyone has some fucked up part in his life going on that still affects him till now. But yeah,
Dude,
man,
no.
playing violent video games.
I feel like the whole like it's all to do with how you influence your kids. Like this always, for me, it always comes back to parenting more than anything else.
Yeah, of course.
I'll be
I
honest,
agree with that.
Like,
Yeah, I agree.
it's not to do with they have a better future, they're trying to reach for their no. That's not how it works. That's called drone society, and those usually watch the movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but in the movies, they're sometimes the most successful countries. No, they're like the more straight lined.
Yeah.
Streamline.
You know what else was a drone society?
What?
Nazi Germany.
Yes, exactly.
And that was a very successful.
No!
What I meant was Germany.
We have to show do not condone Nazism.
Yes.
What I meant, Germany in the war. Germany in the war could have won.
You guys didn't want to talk about cancel culture. This is like.
Okay, wait, guys. It's very early in the morning. I didn't mean Nazis. I hate the Nazis, but what I mean is, Germany could have won in the war, bro.
Right.
They were very close to winning.
I think you're efficient, but I don't think it is possible to control that big of a population and have a certain vision of how you want every single one of them to become. By doing so, you make them all like you repress them, and like censoring, like the mass censorship that goes on in China, like the repressions on people's freedoms. Dude, what if we just wanted to play some League? We used to play video games together. We used to go to net cafes and play. We played for over 3 hours. Boo-hoo. Imagine after 3 hours, they're like, okay, guys, you have to go home now. That's your 3 hours for the week. Yeah, exactly.
I think 3 hours is too little, but I think what they're heading towards is like the productivity aspect of like the children's lives. Maybe.
I think maybe they should develop different quotas for different ages. That would probably have been a better choice.
Well.
Like for kids, okay, 3 hours, but like maybe us adults, I mean, we can
unlimited because we're big enough to decide whether we want to spend the rest of our lives behind the screen.
Yeah, exactly. We can choose if we want to throw our lives away.
You guys were saying like as parenting, bro. Even as parents, I don't think I'll let my child play more than 7 hours a week, for example. Like 1 hour a day is good.
But that's the
maybe on the weekends it's more.
I'd make my kids do 14 and force them to be on Twitch.
That's
developing future streamers. That's why.
You do, but I think listen, I will limit.
I will defend my case because I know people are going to be all touchy-feely about this whole situation. Listen, they train Olympic athletes at the age of 6 or 5. Right? That's when they start going to the gym, doing their flips and shit, riding horses, whatever sports they do.
And League is in the Olympics.
An age where they are extremely perfect that they go to the Olympics, right? My vision is my kids will be the next ninja.
What? How does League factor into that?
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
You say
Ninja. Gaming sensation.
Oh, Ninja, you mean the streamer?
Yes, Ninja the streamer. Yes.
Okay.
No,
he's not. Right. This is why I'm ambivalent. I'm both because I know obviously that video games are huge and they're growing, and it's where all the money's at. And you know the amount of people I know who just literally all they do is play freaking Smash Bros. And then now they're millionaires because they played Smash Bros.
Yeah, but
it's so.
You guys have an objective with it, you know. That's the thing. Abbas doesn't. Like, I don't think Abbas intends for his kids to become streamers. That's the point.
I mean, obviously, in the future, if gaming was like a major source of like you can have an actual job, and they really want to,
it is a major
and they're
source
skillful.
of Abbas right now.
No, I know. What I mean is like being a video game editor is different than playing video games. You get my point? Like creating a video game. Like if I see him coding and making a video game and playing his video game or other video games, I feel like that's. I mean, you're very lucky to be a streamer though. Like I don't feel like
there's a very there's a lot of streamers nowadays, and you can easily make money. Not easily, you can make money out of it if you're good at making content. Because like don't forget, they're not all pro gamers. They're all just.
But you kind of
know.
Okay, but you kind of know if your child is good at creating content. Okay, so if my child's very creative and he's very like good at making content, I enjoy watching his stuff, then I probably would back him up. But what if he's
outgoing personalities? You can easily see that from a young age.
Yeah, exactly. But if he's like just playing video games, just needlessly like. I don't know. There's a difference.
If you hear him making funny comments while he's playing, you know, like just record his ass and it's like, yo, I'm uploading this. You have take his consent at the age of 6. It's like, yo, do you mind if I upload you on YouTube?
No, look for me, for example, basically what I'm saying is like, I don't want to like say no. You know, there's always possibilities, but you kind of could tell. I don't know if maybe I'm wrong.
For me, I'm not gonna control my child's every single aspect of life. I'll just be like, hey, you've done with your homework, you've been good at school, you can do whatever you want for the rest of the day.
Yeah, of course, yeah. You know? But maybe like play sports instead of
it just
like for his body, like sports.
Video games are like
games.
Right.
Why are you concerned with my child's body?
I'm talking about my child, bro. I don't.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want to say I don't give a shit about your child because I probably will care about him as an uncle, but.
It's a fine line because video games, some of them are very antisocial and some of them are more social. Obviously, I think that's one of the big distinctions, right? Like, obviously, I don't want my kid to be antisocial, but if they're becoming social and they're streaming and they're connecting and they're sharing and they're playing games with their friends and they're having whatever, they're doing a podcast while gaming. How crazy is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I think? You know what I think is the right way to go about this? You shouldn't be a dick about how long your child plays. I think you should be a dick about what your child plays.
What should they play? Not his universe. Okay.
So what games should we tell our kids not to play, Ali?
Not GTA. No GTA.
No, definitely not
GTA.
Not GTA?
I remember the first time I wanted to buy GTA 5, I took my dad with me. That was my biggest mistake. Because the asshole at the store was telling my dad all the shit you can do in GTA. And my dad has not looked at me the same ever since that day. So it's like
that typical memes. You can kill, you can do drugs, you can steal.
You can go to a freaking strip club, right?
And the dad's just like there, like, yeah, you want this game?
My dad did not look at me the same ever since that day. It was really. Ali, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about it because it's like, you know, like I'm thinking of all the great people that like Elon Musk used to play a lot of video games when he was a kid. Like how many video games are such a part of culture too. Like, you talk to like any guy out there about freaking.
Wait, but did Elon Musk actually play like video games a lot when he was?
Yeah, and he made video games and he coded video games also.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Like he didn't just like, for example, my brother. He just plays video games and he's like, I think he's addicted, bro. He just plays and he doesn't do anything. But like for Elon Musk, he's decent.
No, see, that's when you should worry.
That's the thing.
That's when you start to draw some question marks.
No,
that's the point I was trying to make, man.
Anyways, he doesn't
addiction,
have.
It's not helpful for them.
For my brother, he doesn't have support to become good. Anyways, like my family doesn't like video games. But yeah, exactly. So, but like what I mean is with Elon Musk, he coded and he like showed interest in like the science of video games. Like, I feel like.
Right.
You know who made a video game? Ali's younger brother.
Yeah.
Oh, had he?
Yes. Blueberry Dye.
Blueberry Dye.
And Two Cats, the video game. Which is out now. You can download it and play it.
True.
Wait, is that on the Apple Store?
No, it's not on the Apple Store. It's just on Android. You can just download it.
Okay.
If you have Android, hey, it's your lucky day. Play. Anyways.
Yeah. I know. I love games, man. I've had so many stories, dude, of just playing games with my friends or with my brother and talking about it and having a great time. And
dude, we played games on the podcast. Remember when I would play World of Warcraft and you'd watch me?
Yeah, and it's...
Or we would play Warzone and you'd die early.
Or IRL, man. It's like, how many games have we played together? All of us, IRL. Like,
dude, when I came to Lebanon, the last time I was in Lebanon, us three, excluding Abbas, love you so much, but you were not part of this group yet. Every single day, we would go down to the freaking
Not cafe.
Exactly. And we would play
You'd leave
League
at like
all the
4
time.
a.m., bro.
Dude, we would
Oh
leave
my.
at 4 or 5 a.m. and we'd just be like, oh shit, right? Like, oh. It's not like we had to be home. It's just like, shit, we've been here for a while. And it was every day. And we just lost time because we enjoyed the company of each other. We didn't care about what was going on. It's that I'd rather have my child playing video games all day than being with the wrong people doing random dumb shit.
Here's another thing I want to add to that. As long as they're like satisfied and happy while doing it, you know what I mean? For me, it's like when I'm gaming, I'm always in the moment, I always love it, and I'm happy doing it.
True.
But like if you do it and you're angry and you're raging all the time, and it affects your mental health and how it affects how you see and talk to others, it's like at the end of the day, like China's worried about productivity, but like is productivity that important? Do we have to be productive all the time? Or does that even work?
Yes, because all hail the Chinese state.
Right, because at the end of the day, the world we're in now. It's like it's not that we need to become more productive. We just need to become more happy with our lives and more peaceful with our lives. That's kind of the more bigger struggle we have now. We're a very productive world. We get a lot done, but everyone's freaking miserable. So if video games bring you a source of happiness, then that's what really counts.
The thing is, you're saying like we should all strive. We're all striving for happiness, but in reality, everyone is actually striving to be successful. That's what they want.
So, what is success? What is success?
Oh, here we
that's a good question, Ali. That's actually a good question, but it's subjective for a lot of people.
You know? I don't know if it is. I mean, it could. Everyone has their own meaning. But they want to have a life.
Well, that's basically what subjectivity is. Everyone has their own meaning. They have their own perception of what it is.
Happiness and being peaceful and in the moment, that's something that's universal, right?
Yeah, but that could be considered by some as like that's successful for them. You know,
a great man once said,
instead of having money and like wealth and stuff.
A great man once said, we humans laugh at dogs chasing their own tails when we as humans try to chase happiness. That great man was me.
Right, Ali. There's a difference between like chasing happiness or chasing money and fame, right? It's like I'm really happy doing this podcast, man. It's not like I'm like, oh, we're gonna do this and then we will get Elon Musk on the podcast and then we will become rich and famous. You know what I mean? It's literally if you're not enjoying what you're doing in the moment, every day, then it's like obviously like you have responsibilities and things that are hard to do, but even those things that are hard to do, you should be enjoying doing them. If you don't enjoy what you're doing, you're living a meaningless life.
Yeah.
Sorry. You know?
No, you're right.
Yeah.
My life is
that's something that's universal and objective.
Listen, I think when it comes to video games and happiness, we've overcomplicated what it means to be happy. I think it's the simple stuff that matters. If it makes you happy, hey, encourage it, you know what I mean? But when it comes to like video games, limiting it is not the right move. I'm just gonna be very honest.
Like, fuck censorship.
Isn't it like yeah, but isn't it there's a difference between censorship and limiting, right? Like if you're limiting screen time in general, like not just video games, like why is it healthy to limit your screen time on your phone but not video games?
Good question. For example, obviously, like I want to know what you guys think about like Twitch streamers specifically. I know there are Twitch streamers that are always Twitch streaming all day, all the time, whatever. But do you think that's actually, speaking of productivity, is that actually productive?
If it's his job?
Yeah. It's like, but the people watching those streamers, they're just like half-ass watching. It's like watching The Big Bang Theory. It's like you're doing whatever, eating whatever food, and you have it on in the background. You know?
Yeah, it's like a show.
Well, some shows you're invested in and you're watching, and other things it's just very passive, like The Big Bang Theory.
Ali, don't forget they also post their videos on YouTube, and they usually post their highlights. So they have to do all of these hours of filming, so that they can, because not the whole stream itself is not actually good. It's not always all of it is good material, but parts of it, they take them out, and then they cut them out, edit them, and then put them into one video, which is much shorter than the whole stream.
Yeah, so like, for example, 5 hours a day and for the full week, and you only have a 10-minute YouTube video, of like montage of like epic things he did in that whole week. That's a lot of work, you know.
I mean, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but yeah, like that's kind of how it goes. And that's why they also collab with other streamers, so that, you know, especially people with the right personalities that like have good chemistry, they usually like have 3 people, 4 people all playing together the same game, and they kind of like bounce ideas off of each other, you know, provide some comedy content and some like good games and stuff like that. Because, for example, people who stream Warzone, they're not always, you know, dropping like 30 bombs or stuff like that. That happens like once every 40 games, 50 games, I don't know. But they're because like they're constantly playing.
That's like saying LeBron James is not dropping 70 points every game he plays, right? But I don't know if that's the right, or if he does that anyways, right? Like the point, not the actual figures. Anyways, it's the anticipation. It's the watching them try to achieve it, right? And if they do, great, you celebrate with them. If they don't, oh well. That's what it is. I think streaming is a great platform. I just think it's being abused right now by a bunch of bitches. I'll be very straightforward.
Can you clarify what you mean by that?
I mean by I believe they're called titty streamers.
That sucks.
I don't know if we want to call them that.
Oh, is that bad to say?
Yeah, that's where we draw the line now. So titty streamers is fine, hot tub streamers is fine, right? But it's like it's such a beautiful platform that's going to shit right now. A lot of them are getting like, you know, the attention because of it's what was that girl on the React Brothers? It appeals to the male fantasy. Is that what she said? That's literally what they're doing right now. It appeals to the male fantasy, and it sucks. But hey, they should limit their screen time to like 2 hours. Not hours.
That's funny.
I don't know.
Bro, they're just trying to, you know, they found a way to make money, and I think they're just abusing it, and that's good on them. That's like the entrepreneurial mind of
that's not entrepreneurial mind, dude. Any girl can do the same. You can just literally wear your freaking bikini and be on Twitch, and you'll be famous in 2 days. I promise you, boys. I promise you.
But they don't all do that, because not every girl wants to do that.
Yeah, because if a girl doesn't do that, go watch how good she does on Twitch when she's actually trying to game and play. She doesn't do shit. Like 200, 300 people watch her.
Well, yeah, everyone's different.
There's like 70,000, 80,000. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Really? But I don't blame them. I blame our gender. I'm going to be a little bit of a feminist here. Just a little bit.
Why do you?
I blame our gender because it's like, this is what we're attracted to, biologically speaking. And I, you know what? I take it back. Fuck you, feminists. I don't blame our gender. Biologically, we were built this way. Right? To be attracted to stuff. Right? Oh man,
that's your monkey brain talking.
Basically,
so were we biologically built to be also desperate?
Technically speaking, yes.
Really?
If you think about it, yeah, because you wanna eventually do.
Isn't it more of like a self-discipline thing? Or like if you actually
this is. When we talk about self-discipline is holding your urges, making sure you don't act on your natural urges.
Right.
That's self-discipline, right? So it's natural that you feel attracted to and you want to try doing your thing.
Yeah, but like desperation is not, you know, it's different from attraction. Your natural urge is to be attracted to a person. Being desperate is when you take it to another level of you can't control yourself.
Let's put it in a better sentence, right? Here
it's like a bad habit, you know?
So desperation is when you cannot fulfill or you feel like there is no more hope in you fulfilling that urge. So you become desperate. You really want to, you feel like you can't, so you'll do anything, right? So basically, I don't blame our gender, I blame incels.
Oh.
Yeah. This was a strong conversation.
Do you think they have insults in China? I don't know.
Dude, I don't know. Ever since the whole one-child rule, it's like more boys than girls. So it's like...
Obviously, we're not trying to be racist. The whole point of this is not like we're trying to shit on China.
You call it racism, that's on you. That's not on us.
Yes, exactly.
This is like, there was a period in time, a very big period in time, where Chinese family are only allowed to have one child. A lot of these Chinese family decided that better have a boy than a girl. Facts, right? But what happens when you force them to have one child and it's only girls or only boys? You become involuntary celibate. Instant. Because you don't have
definition,
a choice.
You don't have a choice.
It's like probably yes, you do have a lot of incels in China.
All right. And then you take away video games from them. That what happens. Yeah, they're gonna murder each other.
I feel like the Chinese
start to see rainbow and
government,
unicorns all around.
I feel like the Chinese government are making the country as a whole very productive, but not happy. I think there's a lot of depression going on in China, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably.
And a lot of maybe even suicide, no?
They
have a lot of it is unreported, I would say.
Yeah, a lot of it's underreported. In China. So yeah, I think it's very sad.
10 people out of 100,000 kill themselves in China.
That's a lot of people, and that's underreported.
That's the reported cases as well.
We don't know that's the reported. And let's keep in mind they hold 20% of the population. So if you do the maths, that's a shit ton of people, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but I do respect. I mean, right now China's world-leading government and economy. Right. The U.S. is slowly becoming less.
I don't respect China.
Power. Why don't you?
Why don't
Ever
you?
Since that Yu-Gi-Oh episode we did with Jawhar, shout out to
you.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I don't.
At all.
But what I mean is they're aiming more for production and less for happiness. They don't care about their population. They just care about the government image.
Because
what's going on? What's going on is so effed up. But
Oof.
The thing is, every country has a history of genocide and war crimes.
Yeah,
to a certain
exactly.
It doesn't make it okay for it to happen. No, we should learn.
I was about to say.
I'm not saying it's okay, but if you want to think about respecting countries and on that topic.
Yeah.
No country
we could not respect.
But not today is the difference. The difference is that we live in this is a new world we live in, and we can see what you're doing, and there's no excuse. Back in the day, everyone killed each other. Yeah, that was just the standard. But not anymore.
What do you mean not today, bro? It still happens. It's just instead of a human being pulling the trigger, it's a drone. It still happens all the time.
Dude,
the USA has been involved in a lot of drone strikes and a lot of crimes.
True.
They just kill people. Bro, they can assassinate a major politician without remorse by a drone strike anywhere around the world. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, without any political reaction, without anything. Yeah.
Bro, the president literally has a room where he can just go to. I don't know if it's the black room or some shit where he can just sit around with lead the head of the CIA or those special ops and tell some shit like that. I don't know.
I'm joking.
He can make a decision about just take him out. They tell him, they give him a briefing. It's yo, this guy does this and that, and he just says, take him out. And he doesn't need any approval.
I think we're going a bit off topic. People who want to watch about video games are now talking about politics and killings and.
So if we go back to the whole situation, I can't wait for Beyblades to be the new war.
My opinion.
I know.
Beyblades.
The states have they have an issue. They meet out in an arena, and whoever wins whatever the fuck they get out of the war. Because it went human killing human. Now it's robots killing humans. I can't wait for it to be robots killing robots, and the rest is history.
Pokemon.
Why can't it just be that from now?
Pokemon.
you got Biden and Putin just phew.
Imagine we put all the trillions of dollars, Ali, that go into weapons into Pokemon, making genetically modified animals.
Exactly.
And we can fight it.
Why
the animals don't die?
Be a thing?
Too much collateral damage, my friend.
Then we don't have to limit screen time. We can play in IRL.
That'd be more interesting.
Pikachu, use tail swipe. Use a Pikachu. Do it. Dude, Pikachu would light up my whole fucking house.
Also, it's like not everyone can be productive. You got to think there are people who, let's say, you're paraplegic. The most extreme example, and literally the only thing that brings you happiness is playing video games.
True.
Would you restrict that on them? I don't. Yeah, why would you
But
do
that's a very big exception, no?
Very extreme example.
That's an extreme example. Obviously, I went to the most extreme.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
like-
think you can use that as a case for the whole law, the whole.
But there's
1.7 billion people or 1.4.
right, but there's an in between of that, right? There's like people who, let's say, you're just a big idiot, and there's nothing you can
You
do.
mean people who don't have the high work ethic in general?
Right. Well, every human
We
beings
can
are
say
different.
that, yeah.
Some of us are more productive and creative, and if you put pressure
But
on
shouldn't
them,
we-
they'll do better. But some of
Yeah.
us, if you do that to them, it'll
But
just
Ali,
make it
wouldn't
worse.
you say that? Wouldn't you say that maybe it's like society's responsibility to encourage these people to have a better work ethic, or like foster that mindset within the generations?
Oof.
Saeed, that's what I was about to say. I was about to say just that because that's very important.
Yeah, why does the government have to raise my kids? Exactly.
Okay.
But then again,
No,
but
I'm
then
not
again,
saying the government. I would say maybe society as a whole, like maybe the people around you, the environment that they live in. It doesn't have to be the government.
My kids.
Right.
Dude, if I was raised by my society, I would not be doing this right now. Just saying.
So can you define that a little bit more? Like what
Yeah.
exactly?
No, I
what's wrong
can't.
with what's with the society? What's good or bad? I don't know.
Out of the safety of me and
Yes,
my close
in your
ones,
head.
I would rather not assert my Fifth Amendment rights. I love my society.
yeah, but
He's borrowing the U.S. Constitution for his Kuwaiti
Look,
nationality.
The show is American. Just saying.
right
Shows
now,
international.
I think, but I really think right now, we are going into this phase where we want to be very independent people, free of government interaction. But then when everything goes to shit, we want the government to interact, which is very stupid, I think.
Exactly.
Why is it stupid? It's what they're for. That's why I pay them taxes. So I
You don't want the
money.
intervention?
No, because I think we do need like a bit of governing in our lives, or else
True.
chaos would ensue, bro. If the US didn't have laws, I swear it would be
Right.
a jungle, bro. It would be the concrete jungle for sure.
Right.
Where dreams are made of, though. There's nothing you can't do.
Exactly, you can't. but
No,
then
that-
again, they do enforce stuff. Like for example, the freaking double mask enforcing thing. That's bullshit, man. That's bullshit.
Look.
One mask is sufficient, but
what I would say on that point is like, not every law is gonna be done right.
exactly.
Not everything's
Yeah.
gonna be good. There are humans in the end. Like
True.
some things are gonna be a hit and miss, and some things are gonna be like, oh great,
And
I guess you never miss, huh?
that's perfect for us. So you can't really expect everything to be, the best thing that
Perfect.
comes
Yeah,
out of from Parliament. But what I would recommend more for politicians is to be a bit more adaptable. Instead of being so rigid with their with the way they with their legislation.
In other news, Hezbollah calls out Logan Paul for a boxing fight.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Wow, bro.
Maybe not
I
on
thought
this
Hezbollah
podcast,
isn't the
man.
political about Lebanese political
Oh,
party.
Hezbollah. Okay, never mind.
Hezbollah.
No,
yeah,
not
we're thinking the
Hezbollah.
wrong
No,
Hezbollah.
Hezbollah. No. Not your Hezbollah.
Bro, I got Hezbollah, bro.
I got into the same misunderstanding recently on that point. I was explaining to someone that I'm writing a paper about Hezbollah, and then they're like, Hezbollah, the little guy? I'm like, no. Why would I write a 5,000 paper about him?
Why are they calling him the little guy, though? That's offensive.
Yeah, it is offensive.
I didn't call him the little guy.
I know, but I'm saying, why are they calling him the little guy?
I don't know. Why would?
Maybe
I
because-
don't read minds, to be honest. Or intentions.
Yeah, I think
What would you? Yeah, you wouldn't say those words at all.
Hypopituitaric?
Censorship. Censorship.
I can't even pronounce that
You
word.
can't even
I
say
just
little
finished-
person.
I just finished end
Yeah.
of my bitch. Let's go. I know what that
Bro.
means. I know what it does.
Cancel culture. That's what I.
Cancel culture. Dude,
Cancel
cancel culture
culture.
is destroying comedy.
It is, man. They canceled South Park in China. How about that?
Big question: is actually little person a bad thing to say?
Yeah, I didn't
Don't say it
think
on
so.
the
I'm gonna
Don't
Google
say
this
it.
shit because
Don't say it on
we
the
don't have
podcast.
bad things
Really?
to say.
That's a
Don't
that's
say
a
it on the
censorship.
podcast.
That's something you get censored nowadays. Holy shit!
No, I know there's another word that shouldn't be said about.
Yeah.
It starts with an
But
M.
not a little.
It
Yeah.
rhymes with digits.
It's Yeah, I don't
Not
know
supposed
what
to
it
laugh
is.
about that. Yeah, it's not funny.
You're not supposed to.
That's
it's
not even a bad word. I used to
That's
call
funny,
them.
yeah, Abbas.
Should I say this? Should I say
Neither
this,
is Nazi Germany.
Hey, I didn't mean that. Hey. I actually didn't
Yes.
mean that, bro. I hate that. I didn't mean
I hate
that. I meant
Nazis.
Germany.
Punch
Yeah,
a
I
Nazi.
do. Yeah, I would too. But I just meant Germany. Let me, guys, folks. I'm very sorry. Don't cancel us.
Listen, Deutschland.
We have to cut that out, man.
We don't. It's okay.
Are you
well,
sure?
I didn't mean that, bro. I didn't mean that. Everybody knows I'm
Just show them your eyes and they'll forget everything. That's what happens to me.
No. Okay. I'm sorry, people.
It's
Sorry,
don't
people.
apologize for no one. We do the apologizing.
No, I do.
Public apologies, bro.
I do apologize for the comment, but yeah.
Whatever. No, it's alright.
So, yeah.
It's alright. So you guys wanna know what's funny? I know a guy that used to not even call them the M word. He used to call them Oompa Loompas.
Okay, that's too much, bro.
Okay, we're getting canceled for sure. Let's go back to can we talk about laws?
You can't say that shit. He's like, but they look like
Too
them.
much,
No,
bro.
I'm like, okay, man.
That's too much. It's too much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Obviously, we're not trying to offend or hurt other. There's
Yeah,
a lot
true.
of tons of people. Everyone's different with different
Yeah.
heights and sizes and whatever, and colors and whatever.
Dude, they call me
Where-
a giant.
Yeah, it's just like speaking of cancel culture and comedy. It's like I don't know. I want to know what you guys think about the whole like Apu situation and
About the whole what?
Simpsons. Apu. Remember the
Oh,
Simpsons?
yeah,
Is
yeah.
it offensive if I do
They-
his?
They canceled him.
They canceled him? Oh, is it because he's the only non-yellow character?
I think so, yeah, because they said he was like a stereotype and stuff, and so they took him down. But I always thought it was just funny.
But I thought it was funny. Yeah, like for example, I'm sad. Like I didn't take it about that as racism. I thought it was funny.
I'm not even gonna try to say that.
Right, man. For what, dude? It's like there are things that, like, if you want to cancel people, dude, cancel China for freaking putting Muslims in concentration camps.
Exactly. Yeah, that's something.
That's a good person to cancel. But don't cancel the freaking Apu from
cancel people who bully like people or who actually make fun of.
You can't cancel China. They cancel you. To be honest, you make most of your money from China, so you can't cancel them.
China's like into.
I mean, you saw what happened to John Cena, right? Like he literally had to apologize in Mandarin. But I don't know.
John Cena, that meme was amazing, though.
What the hell, man? Oh my god, it's funny how they make this like, how they make this pure-looking white guy, with his name is John, to apologize in their own language.
Mandarin, yeah.
I don't know. That was just like.
All right, you gotta read this meme out loud, Ali.
I heard you play games for 3 hours and 1 minute. You will never cheat
Yes.
your console again.
Oh my god.
Like that's something you'd get canceled for, I think, nowadays. Like if you made that meme.
We're like China,
I know you
we're
don't
uncancelable.
We're not
2 days later, see what happened to the podcast. We got canceled.
One day I'm like, Ali, we got canceled.
John Cena in the US. If you want some, you can come get some. John Cena in China.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like cancel culture ruined a lot of like funny stuff. I feel like,
honestly,
I
miss terrorist jokes.
Oof, like Ahmed the Dead Terrorist.
Dude,
that was funny, bro. That
was
used to
funny
give
as
me
hell.
so much laughter.
We're all Arabs, right?
And we're all Arabs,
watch that and
right?
laugh. Right.
Yeah.
So.
I don't think a
Who's-
single
who's-
Arab person, probably some Arab bitch living in the UK was like super.
Yeah.
Probably. If
Not
I'm
to
being
offend the
honest.
Arab ladies in the UK.
In the UK.
He was trying
We
to
have
bring
be
their
so
values
careful on
onto
what we say
ours.
nowadays.
Whatever. I don't give a fuck. Thank you for watching.
But you
another
can really
episode.
see it, bro. That we have to apologize about every word we say nowadays.
I don't apologize for shit. I don't care. If
Ali,
get
you do,
offended,
man. Stop.
You
that.
just
You
in
did.
this episode you pulled back maybe 2 things already.
Shit.
Like
true.
like I don't mean it like that, like I know we can't say that shit. Like that's
Right.
a type of
Why can't we
apology.
just trust that we're good people that
We don't mean any harm.
We don't mean any harm.
Because a lot of people do mean harm. So
No, because a lot of people are bored and have nothing better to do. So what they do is they try to cancel because it makes them feel like they're strong. That's cancel culture. It's basically trying to feel strong about yourself.
So when do you cut the line between cancel culture and actually canceling someone?
It's when you separate this person is a rapist and this person made a rape joke. You see?
What if like someone who was a rape victim came up and was like, "Oh, I don't like rape because I was a victim," and it's not funny.
Like
to me.
but if you know this comedian might say like a rape joke, don't watch it. Like whatever happened to just not looking?
Yeah. But what? Okay, wait. So I'm being kind of like hard. But what's funny about a rape joke?
Where it has the right context, it can be. It can
okay,
be
you can make it. But like for example, like I remember this thing, and I was like, why would like they cancel Kevin Hart, for example? And he was making a joke about.
He said if his son if he found his son playing with Barbies, he'd kick him out the house or something.
Yeah, something like that. And
he said he beat the shit out of his son. Yeah.
It was
and then they were like they canceled, and I'm obviously he was saying it as a joke. Like I laughed because he said it as a joke. And they all made like they can't cancel Kevin Hart, and he had to go several occasions and like say I'm sorry.
He was supposed to host the Oscars, and then he got canceled.
And he got canceled from the Oscars, like.
And it was his. Apparently,
he
it was
should not have
dream.
apologized. Well, if I was in his place, I would freaking pin that joke on my Twitter. I'd pin it.
Well,
for example, look at Ricky Gervais at the Golden Globes, man. The guy has been on like 5 times, and he just roasts people. He doesn't give a shit.
Dude, Ricky Gervais is one of the most unfunny person I've ever seen. He is so unfunny. He is so unfunny. I don't even know how and he doesn't get canceled. He doesn't even say a joke. He just says a statement that's like very offensive, and people are like, "Oh, that's funny." But Kevin Hart comes out and says, "My son plays with Barbies. I'll beat the shit out of him." That's homophobic.
That's the difference between the US and Britain, bro.
Exactly.
The US is way more softer than the UK.
Dude, Ricky Gervais rips religion. He rips them in his stand-up. I watched them. He called. I'm not gonna say it because but like.
Yeah, he said some things. Yeah.
Listen, cancel culture is retarded until it's useful, then it isn't. But until then, like, I think we just put the power of canceling in the wrong hands.
Exactly. And we're canceling maybe the wrong people. Some people that are canceled deserve to be canceled, obviously.
Yeah.
But like Kevin Hart.
Weinstein, right off the top of my head. Right?
Yes.
Who else is there? Who else was very...
A good list of people. Trump deserves to be canceled. He did enough, man. He got canceled.
Basically, anyone who was on the Epstein plane.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and his
canceled.
Probably.
Dude, I just realized. Do you guys know why John Cena had to apologize to China?
No, I actually do not know why.
Because he said Taiwan was a country.
Yeah. Taiwan and China basically have China is trying to like take over Taiwan. They don't like consider them as an actual country.
Yeah, but that's dude, China's all over the place. China.
Yeah, that's not right, man. The future is gonna play out. What I love about this podcast more than anything is like think of all like the crazy moments we've talked about and we've been through and we've seen and had to like. Something happens and it's like we're a react town, and something happens and we hang out and like authentically like talk about our thoughts about it. And who knows, if the future keeps going crazier, then we'll have a lot to react to, man.
Yeah.
I don't like basing our content off of that and hoping shit goes wrong just so that we can have shit to talk about. So ending on a high note. Thank you for watching another episode of A to the Show. If you guys enjoyed this episode half as much as we enjoyed filming for you,
subscribe, share it with your friends.
Thank you, wise guys,
tell your cousin about it.
Wise guy, right?
Tell your uncles about it.
Peace, love, happiness. We'll see you.
Adios. Woo.